చెడికి బలం వచ్చింది. చెడికి చాలా బలం వచ్చింది.
Yeah, good morning. Yesterday I started just introduction of the PPS subject, right? Just today also we will discuss just the basics of the computer. And then after that, completing the basics, what is computer, what is operating, what is machine language, what is the block diagram of a computer, what instructions are, all this. Then we'll go to the original C programming, right? What is C programming? Then how many of you joined? Okay, 45 joined. Okay, nice. Yeah, discuss now the previous class. Just discuss the data memory. What is byte? What is nibble? What is 1 KB? One discussed, and number systems also, conversion of number systems we discussed. Decimal to binary, binary to decimal to any other number system, right? And a reverse we can convert it. The system. Yeah. Now just we'll discuss about the basics of what is computer. First of all, we will come from the see what is a computer. Just what is computer. Everything is nowadays computerized. Computer word comes from the word compute, which means calculate. Which means calculate. So a computer is a normally considered to be the calculating device. It is calculating device that can perform arithmetic operations to enormous speed. The most powerful speed we can do the calculations using the computer. It operates on the data. Then the data can be details of a student such as name, age, mark, any data, banking or any hospital data, student data, anything it may be, students information. So definition, if you want to write, students, CR is there. Students. Who are the CRs? Who are the CRs of this section? CRs are there. Class representatives, student representatives. Yes. All of you take the 200 notebook. Whenever whatever it is needed, you can copy. Right? Whenever programming, you should write observation notebook for especially for programs, algorithms. You should write the date and algorithms, programs, and outputs after execution. 200 page notebook. Everyone should keep for that. Right? CR is not there, not assigned. Class replied.
Yes, sir. Myself needed, sir.
Neeraj, I should keep the one message in my personal window. I already sent 3 days before. And one
okay, sir.
Girl representative, one boy representative. Yeah? Any information
okay,
pass through CRs only. Any information. Like every time it's keeping messages in the group, it's not good for other teachers also, right?
Okay, sir.
Information I will pass to you, both the CRs, and then email IDs, your details, your phone number, email ID, ping me into my personal window in WhatsApp, right?
Okay, sir.
Any notes, anything I can share you. Yeah, you
Okay,
can
sir.
pass. Right? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, right. A computer is an electronic device which accepts the data supplied by the user as input. You know that. Already, you know, everything is computer basics is studied in CBSE or SSC in the 10th class level, or in some school +2 level, you studied just about the basics. But I am refreshing all this. What is computer? What is just refreshing all this? Just computer is an electronic device which accepts the data supplied by the user as input, and it stores the data. It executes the data. Executes means it manipulates or it can change. Performs mathematical and logical operations and displays the results as per the user's requirement. The main definition of computer is an electronic device which accepts the data supplied by the user as the input. It stores the data. It executes the data. Right? Raw material. If you give some data, raw material, it's applied, but it changes as the user requirement format, and it displays to the user. It gives to the user. Performs mathematical and logical operations and displays the result as per the user's requirement. As per the user's requirement. This is the computer. Right, students? There are different types of computers. Just this is not compulsory, but just I'm refreshing all these different types of computers. So sometimes they ask for 1 mark or 2 mark. Types of computers. Yeah, especially your electronic students, you will learn all the different types of computers. Hardware. Your focus is on most of your syllabus is on the hardware, core hardware, right? Electronic subjects. So you can learn in detail in your second and third year levels. So what are the different types of computers? Computers are classified into 2 types. According to their operation is first one. According to their size. According to their operation, there are some different types of computers. According to their size, there are some different types of computers. According to the operation, the computer is classified into 3 types. See, according to the operation, computer is classified into 3 types. The first one is analog computer. Second, according to the operation, analog computer, digital computer, and hybrid computer. 3 types of computers. If it is possible, you note down. Otherwise, leave it. I will share the notes. According to the operation, computer is classified into 3 types. First one is analog computer, digital computer. Third one is hybrid computer. What is analog computer? A computer which can process analog quantities. Analog quantity is called analog computer. Analog computer handle or process information which is of a physical nature. For example, temperature, pressure, etc. This analog computer we can see in the hospitals, right? Analog computer. So analog computers handle or process information which is of a physical in nature, right? Pressure, temperature, also. Today, analog computers are rarely used. We are using the analog computers very rare. They are used to solve the differential equation also in mathematics. Analog computers, we can use analog computers to solve the differential equations. What is digital computer? The computer which can process digital quantities, that's zeros and ones, is called digital computer. It uses only zeros and ones. The computer which can process digital quantities is called the digital computer. And hybrid is both. The computer which can process both analog and digital quantities is called the hybrid. This is these are the computers, 3 types of computers classified according to their operation. According to their size, the digital computers are classified into 4 types. The digital computers only. According to the size, the digital computers are classified into 4 types. First one is microcomputer, very small. Or small, you can consider very small or small. Microcomputer. Second one is mini computer. Third one is mainframe computer. Mini computers, medium size. Medium in size. Mainframe computers are large. Last one is supercomputer, very large supercomputers, very large. See one by one. What is microcomputer? Microcomputer chip is a microprocessor. A microcomputer organized in late 1970s. We used to use this microcomputers. 1970s. The first microcomputer were built around 8-bit microprocessor chips. 8-bit, one single byte, 1 byte. It's very, very small. Right? 8-bit chip means that the chip can retrieve instructions or data from storage, manipulate and process an 8-bit data at a time. That's very small. 8-bit data ante manam etla MB GB download chesina at a time. But 8-bit, this microcomputer is nothing but it used to process 8-bit chip, 8-bit data only. In 1970s, it was used. It was using microcomputer, right? 8-bit data at a time, not more than that. That's why it is very small. Next, mini computers. Mini computer. The term mini computer organized in 1960s. Before this, initially mini computers were 8-bit and 12-bit machines, but by 1970s, almost all microcomputers were 16-bit machines. After 10 years, it was made 16-bit and 2 bytes of. So 16-bit mini computer have the advantage of large instruction set. That's it. Address fields and efficient storage, handling text in the comparison to lower bit machines like this. Just read about this. Just try to know. That's it. Not that much of knowledge is not needed for about all these different types of computers for nowadays students, right? We should focus on our programming on C program. Mainframes. Third one is based on the size of the computer. It's the mainframes. Mainframe computers are generally 32-bit machines. This is somewhat large. These are sold to big organizations to manage high volume applications at that time, right? A few popular mainframes series are Meda, DEC, IBM, HP, etc. We use computers are distributed systems. We use distributed systems for this. Next, last one. This is very large supercomputer. The upper end of the state of the right or mainframe machines are the supercomputers. Mainframe machines are the supercomputers. Almost very fastest machines in terms of processing speed and use multiprocessing techniques. Multiprocessing, not uniprocessing. The number of processors are used to solve the problem. Many processors you can use. These are about the different types of classified computers based on their operation. Next, characteristics of a computer. Characteristics of a computer. There are some characteristics for computers: speed, reliability and accuracy, memory capacity, automation, versatility, diligence, capability to be programmed. There are some characteristics of a computer. Based on these characteristics, computers are built. Different computers are built. What is speed? First one of the first characteristics of the computer is speed. Right? Speed. What is speed? The computer has the ability to perform calculation at a fast speed, very fast. Small computers take a few microseconds to execute an arithmetic operation, whereas large computers takes only few nanoseconds, 10 power minus 9. Nanosecond is nothing but 1 by 10 power 9th second. Nanosecond for the same. So, some latest computers take only few picoseconds for an up. Pico means 10 power minus 10 power
12. Minus 12.
Minus 12. Pico. So, milli 10 power minus 3. We have learned here. Kilo. Kilo is 1000. Same like milli, 10 power minus 3. Right? Milli. Micro, 10 power minus 6. Just like opposite to mega. 10 power minus 6 is micro. Nano, 10 power minus 9. Pico 10 power minus 12, just like tera in opposite to terabyte. Right? 10 power 12 is tera. 10 power 9 is giga mathematically. Right? So 10 power, this is speed. Nowadays, based on the RAM, based on the memory capabilities, we are seeing that many laptops or mobiles, we are watching the speed, how much speed it is, right? Computer has the ability to perform calculation at a fast speed. Generally, everyone wants a very speed only, right? Some latest computer takes only few picoseconds for an operation. What is reliability? Reliability and accuracy. Accuracy, reliable person. Generally, we call, oh, he is not reliable person. Oh, he is very reliable person. Reliable, right? Since it is very accurate, it is reliable. It is reliable only. Accuracy, then we can. It is reliable. Reliable. It is estimated that a human being commits at least one error for every 1,000 operations. It is estimated that human being commits at least one error for every 1,000 operations. But a computer do millions of operations in a second, committed no errors. That is the reliable. And accuracy. If it is accuracy, we can say it is a reliable. More accuracy, more reliable. So, sir, getting what is the meaning of reliability and accuracy? Generally, manishi em chala mistake chestunam mana mathematical manam manual ga chesinappudu errors vastayi. But computers, no errors. Right? That is accuracy, reliability. Memory capacity, third characteristic of a computer, memory capacity. It has the ability to store large amount of data and information compactly, and retrieval at most instant. You can retrieve almost instantaneously. You can retrieve. Memory capacity. We can store, we can retrieve, we can manipulate the data anytime. But storage is very important nowadays, right? We all our class videos, everything is where we are storing. After class, we are entering attendance. Yeah, I am taking class. Everything is recorded, right? Everything I am recording. Where I am storing all this data. Is it possible to store in my laptop?
Cloud.
Yes, very good. The Google Drive in the cloud. We are storing in. Otherwise, it's very just we are storing only link, just text. Otherwise, my laptop or my desktop, I can't store all this data. It's very difficult for me because I have been taking online classes for last 3/3 of this PPS for I have taken PPS for last PPS other subjects, almost 5 subjects I have taken, but every subject 1 hour, 55 hours class, 55 to 60 hours classes. It's very difficult to store in my laptop, so I'm storing in the cloud. It has the ability to store large amount of data and information compactly and retrieve almost instantaneously. We can store. We are storing in cloud, but immediately within the seconds I can get the data, whatever information I stored in the cloud. Automation. Fourth one is automation. Once the program or software is available, then the data are only supplied. Right? When the command for execution is given. This we are giving some commands, we are getting automation. Right? Automation. So that's a manual automation. Computer does not work in orderly manner and gives that out the result. No human interaction is needed at this stage. No human interaction is needed. So we want to repeat the same process for another set of data. We need not feed the program once again. Right? Once we set up the program, we set up the data. Suppose ATM on the Babu. So ATM. Once the software is deployed, and every time no need, every customer no need. Just once we go, we enter the data, right? You can get the whatever data, whatever need is. So customer wants to take the amount, if he wants to take the balance, he wants to take some cash from the ATM, no need. Just execution command we need to give, that's it. Fetch data. That's it. Other than that, we can't give every time. No need to give the instructions. All that. Just command give this. Right? What is this? This is called automation. Automation of the just computerized. Automation nothing but computerized that using the coding like versatility. Next 5th characters of computer. Computers has got varieties of application. Yeah, that's versatile. Already I told you this. Computers are used in banks, in the field of education, machines, etc. Many everywhere is we are using the software. So this is versatility. Diligence. A computer never become tired. Yeah, like not like human beings. Human beings after 2 hours class, students are general students tired. No, I can't attend class next class. But computers never become tired. If you program it once, it can work as many times as well want with the same accuracy and same efficiency, same energy, right? Same accuracy and same efficiency, it can work. Not like human beings. Human beings, we need energy, right? This is called diligence. Yeah, capability to be programmed. Capability to be programmed. A program is a set of instructions. We will discuss in detail about that. If the computer is programmed once, then the same program can be executed as many times as already I do. Right? All these are called characteristics of the computer. A program is a set of instructions. A computer is programmed once, then the same program can be executed as many times as we need. Right, students? Yeah, already data storage in a computer, I told you. Yesterday I explained, written in the Jamboard also. Data storage in a computer. Storage of the data computer is always in the form of the binary digits only. Binary digits, bits, the form of bits. 4 bits equals to 1 nibble. 8 bits equal to 1 byte. I explained all this. 1024 bytes, that is 2 power 10, 10 bytes equals to 1 kilobyte. 1 K or 1 KB, it's better to write 1 KB. 1024, 2 power 10 kilobytes equal to 1 megabyte, 1 MB. 1024 megabyte, 2 power 10 megabytes equals to 1 gigabyte. 2020, 1024 megabytes equal to 1 gigabytes equal to 1 terabyte. Right? Yes. Yes. Yeah, functional unit of a computer. What is functional unit of a computer? The 5 major functional units of a computer are. This sometimes, most of the time, they're asking what is the black diagram of a computer. Draw and explain for 2 marks or 5 marks. 5 major functional components of a computer. CPU. First one is CPU. Everyone knows all this. Everyone nowadays using computers, whether it is in your home or in your neighbor's home or your cousin's. But no need to tell. Anyone, sir, I don't know. I have never seen the computer. Anyone like this in your section? Any student, sir, I don't know computer. The first time I need to see in the college only. Anyone like this? No. In 97, whenever I joined in MES, sir, I have seen the computer in the college only. I've seen the computer in the college only. I have never seen computer in my home or in my village. Like I've seen the computer directly in the MES or engineering college only. Right? So, not like this. Nowadays, not like everyone, mobiles, world is in your arm. Everything is in your world is in your arm. This digitalized. So, 5 major functional units of a computer are CPU. First one is central processing unit, CPU. Second one is input device. Third one, output device. Fourth one, storage device. Fifth one, communication. This is very important, students. Please note down. Functional units of a computer are this. Different diagrams are there in different books. If you want, you copy this one. Otherwise, CPU, input, output, storage device, communication interface. Program and data. Program and data. See this diagram. This is in my notes. Otherwise, there is one book, Please take all of, if possible, 8th edition of Programming in ANSYS, E. Balaguru Swami. E. Balaguru Swami, 8th edition, if it is possible, a book online. If it is possible, start reading the book. Parallel, I will give the notes and I will explain everything. E. Balaguru Swami, I will show in the after class, ending of the class, I will show this book. Right? See this black diagram. Program and data. What is input data? Just see the arrows also very important. Processing of information. Program and data. Input device, storage unit. Right? Where is control? In the central processing unit, there are again 3 units. CPU. CPU consists of central control unit, ALU, and storage unit. The data flow of instructions of data. Right? Control accessed by the control unit. See this. In detail, one by one, I will explain. Output device. What are the results displayed in the through the output device? What are the input devices in our computer? Any student? Input devices. Can anyone tell what are the input devices in our computer?
Word.
Yes. Tell me, can anyone input devices? We are giving data from through that. That is called input.
Keyboard.
Mouse, keyboard. Right?
Joystick. Joystick.
Yes. Joystick previously. Okay, not now. Okay. Any device through which we can give the data. You can give the information, that is called input device. What are the output devices? Tell me.
Monitor.
Huh?
Monitor.
Monitor, printer. Anything we can display the output through that device is called output device. Right? మన ఇళ్ళలో డబ్బా ఉంటుంది కదా, CPU. Anyone having that computer in your home?
Yes.
Yeah, desktop. In laptop, we cannot see separately. But in a desktop, we can see separately what is monitor, what is printer, what is CPU, what is keyboard, what is mouse, you can see. But laptop, everything is fixed in one part. In that all we can identify. See this diagram? The control unit, which is in the part of the CPU. Storage unit also part of the CPU. Oh. Yes. Yeah. There are 4-5 major components in the computers. Central processing is CPU, input device, output device, storage device, communication interface. Right, student? Yeah. This is called block diagram of the representation of a computer system. This is sometimes in different diagrams are there, you can see, but whatever the diagram, processing and everything, block diagram is same. Yeah, someone is asking something. Tell me, student, who is asking something? First device is CPU. See, okay. CPU or central processing unit is the brain of the computer. See, CPU is the brain of the computer. It makes all major calculations, manipulations, and comparisons. The CPU also responds for activating and controlling the operations performed by all the units of the computer. Just like our brain. Everything is controlled by our brain only, no? Just like human brain, CPU is like that. So, CPU, central processing unit, is the brain of the computer. So, it controls everything, calculations, manipulations, and comparisons. The CPU also responds for activating and controlling the operations performed by all the units of the computer, other units, input, output, everything. This is the brain of the computer. Central processing is the brain of the computer. What are the major parts of the CPU? Three major parts in the CPU. That is, first one is ALU, arithmetic and logic unit. Major parts of the computer is, first part is ALU, arithmetic and logic unit. Second one is control unit, CU. It is called CU. Third one is main memory or primary memory. These three are major parts in the. So it is the computer. CPU is the brain of the computer, and this brain of the computer consists of the three major parts. One is arithmetic and logic unit. Second one is control unit. Third one is main memory or primary memory. Yeah, the processing and manipulation of data is done in ALU. Arithmetic and logic unit. Processing, manipulations of data is done in arithmetic and logic unit. ALU are designed to perform 4 basic operations. Arithmetic, see, simply remember, in the major part of CPU is arithmetic and logic. Arithmetic, simply remember, arithmetic. What are the arithmetic operations? Addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and some logical operation. Arithmetic and logical. Arithmetic means 4 basic operations. Addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and logic. Arithmetic and logic. Logic operations are logic comparison. Less than, greater than, or equal to, like that. Right? All these are arithmetical logic operations done in the, which are designed for these, all these mathematical basic arithmetic and logic operations. Next, control unit, second one. Control unit of a CPU controls the entire operation of the computer. It controls. Control unit controls everything. It controls all the devices such as memory, input and output devices. Control unit controls from the, this is a part of the CPU. It controls the operations of input, output devices. Right? ALU is connected to CPU. Already this is part of it. It fetches the instruction from the memory and decodes the instructions and interprets the instruction to know what tasks are to be performed. What tasks are to be performed, right? Then it sends the suitable control signal to the, what is the control unit? Controls everything, but operations are done in arithmetic and logic unit. But what operations to be done, what action to be taken, what instruction to be converted, what should be decodes to the as an instruction, what should be interprets the instruction to know what tasks are to be programmed. Everything is controlled by this control unit. And then immediately it sends suitable control signal to the other component of the CPU or computer. Perform further necessary steps to be execute the instruction. It gives the order to the ALU what operations are to be performed. Control in controls even ALU what operations to be done, what instruction to be sent, like this. So it generates timing signals and control signals. Provide them for all operations. This is also major component in the CPU. Control unit also, it controls everything. The instructions are fetched from memory one after another. One by one. Under the control of control unit for execution. Until all the instructions are executed. Right? From this memory. Different memories we'll discuss, main memory, secondary memory. What are this? We'll discuss later. Next, input device. Completed. About CPU, different parts of CPU also we discuss. Input device. What is input? Data and instructions are entered into a computer through the input devices. We already discussed. We can enter the data from the keyboard or from the mouse, whatever. Right? An input device converts input data and instructions into a suitable binary form. Yeah, computer can understand only binary digits only. So, input device converts input data and instructions into a suitable binary form only, which is accepted and stored in main memory of a computer. The most commonly used input device is the keyboard. Generally, we use keyboard only. So, immediately input device converts instructions and the data into as a binary form, computer understandable form. Right? That is called machine form. Machine understandable. Third one, output device. Output devices are used to show the information stored in the computer or the result of any processing done by the computer. So you can see the outside world can see the output. The most common output devices are monitor and not keyboard. Sorry, it is keyboard. Most common output devices are monitor, printer. This keyboard is wrong, right? Keyboard is input device. Next, fourth one is storage device. Storage unit. The instruction that are entered into a computer system through the input unit or stored in the storage unit before the actual processing starts. Right, students? Storage units, the instruction that are entered into the computer system, so the input units are stored in the storage unit before the actual processing starts. Right? Similarly, processing must also be kept inside storage unit before display. Storage. After the processing of the information, it stores before displaying or before printing that. That's it. All these storage units, we'll discuss storage units about main memory, second memory, storage units. What we will discuss later on in detail. Communication interface. Last one is communication interface. A group of lines through which data and information flow is called communication or bus. We can see in our CPU there are some buses in that communication interfaces. In the CPU there are some buses, right? So the various input-output devices and memories are connected to the CPU by a group of lines called a bus. Three types of buses are there in that. There are three types of buses in that every CPU. One is address bus, second data bus, third one control bus. What is address bus? This carries the address of the memory location or input-output device that a CPU has to access. It is unidirectional, one way, just like one way direction, right? Address bus. Data bus. It is used to transfer data between the processor and the memory or input-output devices. Data bus is used to transfer data between the processor and the memory. Right? Last one is control bus. It is to carry control signals between CPU and various devices connected to it. Control bus. These are the interfaces, different types of interfaces. Yeah. Next, we discuss hardware, software also. Just I have written what is hardware, what is software. There are two parts present in a computer system. One is hardware, other one is software. What is hardware? You know, in general, what is hardware? Everyone knows. But what is in technically? How can you say what? We can touchable parts of the computer is called hardware. It represents the physical parts of a computer. Example: keyboard, monitor, mouse, etc. We can touch that part of a computer that is called hardware. Keyboard, monitor, CPU, everything we can touch. What is software? Software represents the programs which contain set of instructions, right, written to perform certain tasks on the computer. Hardwares are physically we can touch. Softwares we cannot touch. This softwares are the programs, but there are different softwares are there, right? That means a computer cannot run without software, right? Again, softwares are classified into two types. One is system software, other one is application software. System software, application software. Students, everything you read once will get a clear knowledge. Sir, this is not important. We want to write only C programming. But basic knowledge is very important, basic computer knowledge. Whenever you are going, because you are also electronics, CSC and IT students, most of the 99% of the students are working in the industry, software industry only. That's why you should know the basic knowledge about the computer science, computer, right? So systems are two types: system software, software. Computer has two parts. One is hardware, software. The softwares are classified into two types. One is System software, application software. System software. What is system software? See, system software. System software is a set of one or more programs that are basically designed to control our computer system, operations of the computer system. System software is a set of one or more programs basically designed to control the operations of our computer. Operations of our computer. Examples: language translator. Language translators. We can all these are system softwares. Systems that converts the source code to the machine code. Suppose you have written the high-level language C program, right? How computer can understand, right? Then there are some language translators to convert our high-level language program into the machine-level language. That is part of as the zeros and ones. That is binary, right? Machine code, that is called machine code. Source code is in high-level language. Then machine code, that is understandable by the machine. That is the zeros and ones only. So there are some language translators. 3 language translators. See, interpreter. What is interpreter? It's very important, students. Interpreter, compiler, assembly. All these are they are asking in the Viva also. Some are asking just the basics. What is all these are system softwares only. Interpreter. It is a program written in machine level language. It is a program written machine level language which reads only one line of a source program at a time and converts it to object code. High level program to machine level program. Simply high level program to machine level. But what is the difference between compiler and interpreter? Interpreter ఒక్కొక్క లైన్ తీసుకుంటుంది. దాన్ని ఒక లైన్ మనం have written some printf అనే program. Printf something you have written one line of statement in the C program. Interpreter takes that line, it converts as a machine level program, right? And it converts as object code. Converts it into object code. Then one line, it takes only one line, interpreter. So a program in machine level language which reads only one line of a source program at a time and converts it as object code. High level to machine level language. But what about compiler? A compiler reads the entire program and converts it as object code. All these are language translators. Compiler, interpreter, and assembler. But what is assembler? It is a program written in assembly language and it translates assembly level program into machine level. Assembly means this is not high level. Assembly language is just pseudo codes. Some codes, not like human understanding. Just simply, this is also in the text of English, but some mnemonics. There are some mnemonics in the assembly language. High level language, low level language. Between this, there is assembly language. That is some mnemonics are there, some codes. Immediately, assembler is a program. It converts assembly level language and it translates assembly level language into machine level. Assembly to machine. This is also the program, software program, assembler, compiler, interpreter, linker, loader. All these are softwares, right? All these are system softwares. What is machine language? See this. What is machine language? What is assembly language? What is high level language? See this. It is the first generation language. Machine language is first generation language. Here the instructions are written in the binary form and it is referred to as a low level language. Machine language, low level, machine understandable. It is the form of zeros and ones only. Machine language is as the zeros and it is the code is in the form of zeros and ones. Machine can understand. That is the machine language. It is first generation language. It is also called low level language. Next, assembly language. It is the second generation language. Here the instructions are written in with the mnemonics, symbolic instructions. It is also low level language, symbolic instructions, not zeros and ones. Some codes, right? Add, suppose ADD, add, and that's addition and other just call. Not like ADD only should write. Some mnemonics, symbolic instructions are there in the assembly. This is also low level language. Next, high level language. It is the third generation language. Machine language first generation, assembly language second generation, high level language it is the third generation language. The common used high level languages are COBOL, Fortran, C, C++, Java, all this, Python like this. We studied COBOL in our second year, 20 years before. It is the third generation language. High level languages are third generation, COBOL, Fortran, C, C++, all those. Fourth generation languages are different software packages written in a high level language for any specific application. Up to third level, high level language also, third generation language. Fourth generation language refers to software packages written in any high level language for any specific application. This is also called command line language. Example, Tax Pro, MS Excel, all these are ADSNs packages. Fourth generation language. Understanding, students, what is the difference between compiler and interpreter? Can you say, any one of you? Difference between compiler and interpreter? Compiler and interpreter. Both are software, system softwares. Both are language translators. But what is the difference? Compiler can convert the high level
Interpreter, one statement.
Interpreter, that is interpreter. One language. What is the difference?
Compiler
between
whole code.
Whole code converts as high level language source code to object code. But interpreter only line by line. But in interpreter we may get accuracy. అర్థమవుతుందా? ఒక లైన్ చదివి మనం రాస్తే ఈజీగా ఉంటుంది, తప్పులు పోకుండా ఉంటాయి. అదే ఒక పేజ్ చదివి రాస్తే తప్పులు పోయే ఛాన్స్ ఉంటుంది. సో అక్యురసీ ఇన్
కానీ చాలా టైం పడుతుంది కదా.
రైట్ వెరీ గుడ్, ఎక్సలెంట్. Interpreter takes more time, compiler takes less time, but accuracy in interpreter, right, comparing with the compiler, right? That is the difference between compiler, interpreter. Most of the times they are asking for 2 marks. Differentiate a compiler and interpreter. Both are language translators, right? Both are system softwares, right? Next, operating system. Yesterday I have written some words in the Jamboard, and one by one I am covering all this. మీకు నేను ఎట్లా చెప్తున్నాను దానికంటే మీకు అర్థమవుతుందా లేదా అనేది మీద ఎక్కువ ఫోకస్ చేయండి బాబు, రైట్? అర్థమవుతుందా? ఇంకా లేదు సార్ ఇట్లా చెప్తే ఇంకా బాగుంటుందని అనుంటే పర్సనల్ గా నాకు ఇట్లా యూ కెన్ సెండ్ సమ్ మెసేజెస్, సార్ సమ్ స్టూడెంట్స్ ఆర్ అన్ఏబుల్ టు అండర్స్టాండ్ బికాస్ ఆఫ్ దిస్. బట్ స్టార్టింగ్ అవుట్ ఇవన్నీ ఎక్కువ సిలబస్ ఉంటుంది, ఇదంతా కవర్ చేయాలి స్లోగా. మనం లేటర్ ఆన్ whenever once I start the C programming, original C language, we'll go slowly, one by one. Once basics, if you understood, it's very easy to understand the C language. Basic programming, basic instructions, once you know, once you understood, it's very easy to understand the C language. With the 200 line programs, so you can write your own, right? అర్థం చేసుకోవడానికి ట్రై చేయండి. డోంట్ మగ్ అప్. ఇది కూడా ఒక సబ్జెక్ట్ లాగా చదవకండి. ఏదో పాస్ అయిపోతాం, ఇంజనీరింగ్ సర్టిఫికేట్ వస్తాం, అమెరికా పోతాం, డాలర్లు సంపాదిస్తాం. దట్స్ నాట్ గుడ్. జస్ట్ ట్రై టు అండర్స్టాండ్, ట్రై టు లెర్న్. ఎందుకంటే అక్కడ పోయినాక మీకు ఇంకా ఏమన్నా ప్రోగ్రామింగ్ వచ్చినప్పుడు ఇబ్బంది అయితే ఎవ్రీథింగ్ ట్రై టు లెర్న్. నెక్స్ట్, ఆపరేటింగ్ సిస్టమ్. ఆల్రెడీ వి డిస్కస్ వాట్ ఈస్ ఆపరేటింగ్ సిస్టమ్, రైట్? What is operating system is the already discussed interface between the user and the hardware, between the user and the hardware, MS-DOS, Linux, Windows, etc. Whatever. All these are operating system, assembler, interface. All these are system softwares only. Utility program. Next, utility programs also system software. Those are written, pre-written by manufacturer and supplied with hardware. మనం సిస్టమ్ ఆన్ చేయగానే వచ్చేస్తుండే చూడండి ఇన్స్ట్రక్షన్, బూట్ అవుతుంది, రైట్? సిస్టమ్ ఆన్ చేయగానే దే ఆర్ ది ప్రోగ్రామ్. ఆల్ దోస్ ఆర్ ప్రోగ్రామ్ సిస్టమ్ సాఫ్ట్వేర్స్ ఓన్లీ. దోస్ ఆర్ ప్రీ-రిటన్ బై మ్యానుఫ్యాక్చరర్ అండ్ సప్లైడ్ విత్ హార్డ్వేర్ ఓన్లీ. టెక్స్ట్ ఎడిటర్స్, ఆల్ దోస్. సో వాట్ ఎవర్ యూ హ్యావ్ డిస్కస్ టిల్ నౌ, translators, all these utility programs, all these are system softwares. Once again, I will show you what are the system softwares we discussed. Yes. language system software, language translators, interpreter, assembler, compiler, operating system, utility programs. All those are system softwares. What are the application software? What are application? It is a set of programs necessary, right, to carry out operations for a user's application. Application software, we will write the programs, will deploy for some other purpose. It's application software, right? Getting an application software. C is also the application software, right? Suppose MESR website is there. Some programs are written and deployed for purpose of the MESR engineering college. That is application software for MESR. Community hospital software. That is application software. Business problems or some schools educational purpose. ATM. There is also application software to install some instructions are given and will fulfill the requirement of the user. Those are the application software. System softwares are deployed with this along with that manufacturing pre-written in the along with the hardware only by the manufacturer. Application softwares are so particular purpose. We're getting students. Business problems. C is also known as the application software. What is a program? What's a program? Collection of instructions given to the computer is called a program. Collections of instructions given to the computer is called as program. What is programming language? Programming language. Languages used for working communication with computers called the programming language. Collection of language used for working communication with the computers called the programming language. All these C, C++, Java. How to develop a program? How to develop a program? User requirement. How to develop a program? What are the user requirements? First, analyze. Analyze the what are the how to develop a C program or any Java program. User requirements are analyzed. Next problem. What are the user requirements? So I want so and so, sir. I want some school. One school is a particular school is principal came to develop is asked for some software. User requirements are analyzed, and what are the problem analysis? Then problem analysis. What are the so what is input? What is output? What input he wants? What output he wants to get? Then next designing algorithms. See how the software program is developed. User requirements, problem analysis, input and output. Now designing the algorithm. Next program coding. Then later. Right? Designing of a program, how it is designed. Top-down method, bottom-up method. There starts from the low level to the top level to the low level. That is C programming. Starts the lowest level to the top level is that is Java, C++. Already discussed all this, right? High level language, fourth generation, all this we discussed. Next, next class, in the next class, what is algorithm, what is flowchart, how to write flowcharts, right? We'll discuss. Then what is how to write algorithms for any mathematical, how to write a flowchart for graphical representation of the mathematical problem is called flowchart. Then algorithm is nothing but just in some human understandable language. You can take some how to write algorithm, how to write flowcharts. We'll discuss. Then just I will after 2-3 classes I will start the C programming. Right? We'll use that C. I will show this, students. Yeah, we can simply you can write C online. Google C online. Online C compiler you can use if you have that. GDB. Yes, very good. Who told? Someone told. C online compiler, GDB. You can use this like this. Whenever we start the programming, C programming, yeah, you can write and execute C programs here. I'll show. I follow this one. You can follow any, right? Code block or any C coding. There are many compilers in online, but I follow this GDB online compiler. I'll explain one by one once I start the programming, right? Yeah. If possible, see this. I follow this book first. If you want to take any one of, it's better to take the book ANSYS, that is Programming in ANSYS by E. Balaguru Swami. I am showing this book. Yeah. See this? Students. Oh. Reverse వస్తుందా? మీకు క్లియర్ గా ఉందా?
Yes, sir.
మీకు క్లియర్ గా ఉందా? నాకైతే రివర్స్ కనబడుతున్నాయి లెటర్స్ మిర్రర్ లో కనిపించినట్టు. Yes.
రివర్స్ కరెక్ట్ గా
క్లియర్ గానే ఉంది సార్.
నాకు రివర్స్ కనబడుతుంది మిర్రర్ లో. నాకు టెక్స్ట్ రివర్స్ కనిపిస్తుంది. No problem. Take this book, 8th edition, Alafi book. If it is possible, you follow any one of the books. That's it. Not 2-3 books. ఎందుకంటే మళ్ళీ కన్ఫ్యూజ్ అవుతారు. ఏదో ఒక బుక్ పర్ఫెక్ట్ గా ఫాలో అవ్వండి. అకార్డింగ్ టు యువర్ సిలబస్, ప్రిస్క్రైబ్డ్ బుక్ ఇస్ ANSYS, Programming in ANSYS by E. Balaguru Swami, 8th edition. You take the 8th edition. It's better to follow. And my notes, I will explain everything. I will give the hundreds of programs I will give you for practice. And executed programs also there. Right? So don't worry. If it is possible, book it online. Don't go outside for shopping or whatever. Situation is very bad. Last 20 days, we are also in isolation. Slowly, our family is recovering. Yeah. Don't go outside. Situation is very bad. మీకేం కాదు యూత్ కాబట్టి కానీ బయట సిచ్యువేషన్ మీ ఇంట్లో పెద్దవాళ్ళకి ఏమన్నా మా అపార్ట్మెంట్ లో కూడా many tens of people are suffering. Right? ఏమీ కాదు. There's nothing. 99.9% people are recovered. 99% people are coming back. But health issues వస్తాయి. పెద్దవాళ్ళు ఉంటే బ్రీతింగ్ ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ వస్తున్నాయి. డోంట్ టేక్ ఇట్ ఈజీ. టేక్ ఇట్స్ వెరీ సీరియస్. ఎందుకంటే మీ ఇంట్లో కూడా పెద్దవాళ్ళు ఉంటారు కదా, నానమ్మలు, తాతలు, అమ్మమ్మలు, పేరెంట్స్ కూడా కొంతమంది ఏజ్ వాళ్ళు ఉంటారు. రైట్? ఓకే, ఇట్ ఈస్ పాసిబుల్. టేక్ దిస్ బుక్ ఇన్ ఆన్లైన్. Some of you are in villages, I think. Students?
సార్
Yeah. Please, internet problems ఉంటాయి. ఏమైనా ఉంటే నాకు let me know immediately. Send me in personal window. Send me the messages. And the CRs, both of you, your email ID, your mobile number, WhatsApp number only. Personally send me.
Sir, only one CR is there, sir.
ఇంకొక అమ్మాయిల నుంచి కూడా ఒకరిని డిసైడ్ చేసుకుంటారు. ఎవరో ఒకరు ఉండాలి కదా, బాగా యాక్టివ్ ఉండి కమ్యూనికేట్ చేసే వాళ్ళు ఉంటారు కదా. యాక్చువల్ గా మీరు ఇంతవరకు కాలేజ్ కాలేదు కాబట్టి ఒకరు ఎవరన్నా ఒకరు, నాకు ఒక గర్ల్ సైడ్ ఒకరు, బాయ్ సైడ్ ఒకరు, 2 CRs enough. I will save the numbers and any information I can pass through CRs only. They are the bridge between you and me. Right? ఎందుకంటే మీరు ఇప్పటి ఫస్ట్ డే నుంచే కొంచెం మంచి యాక్టివ్ క్లాసులు అటెండ్ అవ్వండి. ఇరెగ్యులర్ గా ఎవరైనా ఇరెగ్యులర్ ఉంటే మన ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ ఉంటే చెప్పండి. విత్ ఇన్ 2-3 days I can find out.